Time to look ahead to the second game of IPL 2019. Two former champions in action at the Eden Gardens. Kolkata Knight Riders play their first home game of the season against the Sunrisers Hyderabad. Some interesting headline chat about David Warner's return, potentially the absence of Kane Williamson, who Sunrisers are waiting on a final fitness update for. But Brad Hodge and Ajit Agarkar to look ahead to that game. It's all about David Warner even before we move on to the teams itself, his return to top level or high profile cricket.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to seeing the return, haven't they? They've done their penance and, it's good that he comes back into top-line cricket. I mean, the IPL has excelled at, he's been a pretty good performer for SRH over a number of years and everyone's excited about it.
He did play some cricket in Bangladesh, but does it somewhat work for him that he's not playing for Australia and his return to, say, high-pressure or high-profile cricket is going to be for the franchise?
Yeah, I think the good thing is that it's actually outside of Australian shores as well, so there'll be a little bit less media attention, so hopefully he can just fit back in and do his role and play his job and hopefully he enjoys it.
And hopefully we'll get a normal, more competitive game than what we saw on the first day of the season.
Yeah, you would think so. It'll be hard to match the game that we saw on the first night.
Yeah, right. Let's get into playing 11s. Kolkata versus Sunrisers, both pretty formidable looking playing 11s. And while Kolkata have had to do with some injuries, which we'll come to in a minute, Sunrisers sweating on the injury of Kane Williamson, like I said. So Ajit Agarkar has picked Johnny Bairstow, who might get an IPL debut if Williamson is not to make that team. Warner will probably return to his position for SRH, where he scored heaps of runs for them in 2016 when they won the title. Shakib Al Hasan and Rashid Khan are the other two overseas picks. You've picked Abhishek Sharma and Vijay Shankar Ajit, both of whom were traded with Delhi Daredevils and now Delhi Capitals. And Bhuvaneshwar, Sandeep Sharma and Khalil Ahmed are your Indian seamers. Pretty good team.
Yeah, I mean, in spite of missing a big player in Williamson, that's a formidable lineup. And there's still Huda, who's an option. There's Saha, who's still there, who are experienced guys who've done well in the IPL before. I mean, at the start of the season, they definitely looked the top two team. Whether they perform, and they have been consistent over the last couple of seasons at least, if not more. So, very little. There's Guptill, who they might think of getting in if they play Saha instead and open with him. But Bairstow, I think, in my opinion, is a better option at the top of the order with Warner.
Franchise has confirmed that Bhuvaneshwar Kumar is the vice captain. In the event of Williamson not playing, he could possibly lead. Just
a very interesting
prospect.
I don't know how many times he's led over his career, which teams he's led over his career, but it'd be a nice little responsibility for him to have. He's been one of the star performers in the IPL. In T20 cricket, his record's phenomenal. So, it'll be nice to see how he goes. Sometimes the responsibility brings the best out in him.
And no doubt he'll have David Warner for some support if needed, even though he's not official leadership role.
Yeah, well, I mean, David actually is a pretty good leader actually on the field. He's got good astute skills in leading on the field. He's a pretty good tactician. But yeah, nice for Booby. When you look at that side on paper, you just think that it's going to be a tough ask for anyone to try and defeat that unit. I mean, they look a serious unit. They've got a good bowling attack. They've always had a good bowling attack, haven't they? And whenever you've got Rashid Khan in that lineup, it's trouble for most teams.
Potentially, though, that's the best set of spinners you're going to see if you look at both teams combined, because you have Rashid Khan for Sunrisers. Look at Brad Hodges playing 11 for the Kolkata Knight Riders. Hodge, of course, donned KKR colours for some time in his long, illustrious T20 career. But you've got Piyush Chawla, Kuldeep Yadav and Sunil Narayan as a three-man spin attack. Narayan and Chris Lynn will continue this maverick opening partnership that they've got going for KKR last few years. Hodge's gone for Uthappa, Rana, Karthik, Andre Russell, Shubman Gill, and of course Prasidh Krishna in the absence of Shivam Mavi and Kamlesh Nagarkoti, both ruled out. So too Andrik, not just a South African. He's gone for Harry Gurney, who won the BBL with the Melbourne Renegades. Thoughts, Hodge?
Yeah, well, I was close to the Melbourne Renegades, and I just think that Harry Gurney's that little piece of the jigsaw puzzle which they may be missing, just to counter that death bowling issue that they've had in the past. But it's that spin trio that just looks damaging, and it's always a tough challenge for any team playing against what is a pretty good unit, and that powerhouse of Andre Russell as well is just danger.
What about that batting order, though? You've got someone like Shubman Gill, who's got a lot of promise. You've got Nitish Rana, who batted 3 for them at some point. You've got Uthappa. Just take me through what you would be ideal for you, because Shubman Gill doesn't strike you as a number 7 in 2020.
No, he only came into the side and played that role probably because of the strength in that top 6, and you'd love to find him higher up the order and give him a few more chances, but you know, given the fact that you don't want to take away ball time from any of those other guys as well, is a tough one. So, yeah, it's just when you think of Shubman Gill as 7, all that says is that you've got a pretty good cricket team.
All right, we'll save your predictions until the live show on Sunday. Do join us then, half an hour before the start of that game. Kolkata versus Sunrisers, match number 2 of IPL 2019 is the early kickoff on Sunday in the IPL.